And we're live. Awesome. And I want to thank everybody for watching the QB Show, brought to you every Wednesday at 4:30 Pacific. I can say Pacific because I'm actually out in Tucson. It really doesn't have a particular time zone. I think it's Mountain, but we actually go by Pacific often, and we don't really change. So I'm working from Intuit out here. A lot of fun. As you can see from the window behind me, I'm at the Radisson Suites down at Speedway, as you guys probably all know. Having a lot of fun out here. I drove out with the family. We drove out from Texas. It took 16 hours. And we have a 9-month-old baby. Surprisingly awesome. I was freaking out a little more than she was. She was very calm. I was getting a little antsy. So it was a lot of fun. They're having fun, and I'm really excited for today's show. Number one, it's earlier, but also because Matt Rissel from T-Sheets is going to be on, and we might still get Don Brolin and Chris Repetto. We're having some Google difficulties that are probably user error on my fault, probably on my part. Again, Stacy's in Jamaica on vacation, so whenever she leaves, there's always some kind of technical glitch, and it's almost like she sets it up that way. But no, we're hoping she has a lot of fun. Jamaica's awesome. Thanks for watching the show, and Matt, again, thanks for your patience, and we're just going to start because we've already kind of gone through this, but it's such a cool story. But introduce yourself to the audience, but also where are you actually dialing in from?
Dialing from Denver, Colorado. Our headquarters in Boise, Idaho, but caught a plane actually to come visit some folks, some Intuit folks down here in Denver.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
The Inglewood facility?
The Inglewood facility.
Very cool.
Yeah. Some other folks.
But you're actually coming in from a hotel there. You just ducked into a hotel to get internet access.
Yeah, I haven't had the best luck with airlines lately. So today my first flight was bumped, and then second flight was delayed, and I had to make this call, and so I just ran. Literally ran to the shuttle bus, took a random hotel, and I got a beer on the way. So
nice.
I'm good. I'm fired up.
Well, I owe you one at QBC and Sleater because we should have already been 20 minutes into the interview, and sorry about the technical issues. And I appreciate your patience. So
I'll let you buy me one if I can buy you two back.
All right, on. So I love this story though of how T-Sheets came about. And although tonight the actual theme is the 4 bulletproof ways of marketing and using marketing and PR to impact your clients, and we'll be talking about QuickBooks Connect too from your perspective, and hopefully Chris Repetto, who's on now too. But before we bring Chris in. Can you just kind of tell the story of how T-Sheets came to being? Because it's a really funny story if you've never heard it.
Real quick, little history. And Chris, it's great to see you.
What's up, man?
Chris, thanks for making it, man. Sorry for the technical glitch.
It was Firefox. That was the problem.
Same with Matt. He had the same thing, and then Safari let you in. And I don't know what Dawn's doing. I'm still trying to instant message Dawn.
I'll get her.
All right, cool. But Matt, please, T-Sheets. The genesis, if you will. Great story.
Genesis of T-Sheets. So just prior to T-Sheets, I had a company that had about 35 employees in 4 locations. And one night I was working late because that's what small business owners do. I had an employee, let's call her Sally. She was just wrapping up her day, and she left. And I thought, should I check her time card? No, Sally's honest. I could give her $1,000. She wouldn't steal anything. Now maybe I'll check. So I get up, I walk over, and I look at her handwritten time card, and I look at my watch, and I'm like, oh, Sally, what did you do? Well, and I'm sure she didn't think she was stealing anything. I'm sure she was just giving herself the benefit of the doubt. And not everybody is as honest as Sally. So I started a recon mission. And as Woody likes to say, I actually, staked out my own stores from the parking lot. And I would watch employees leave, and then I'd run inside and look at their handwritten time card to see how much time was different between the two. And sure enough, pretty big issue. So I thought, no big deal. I'll just go get a solution to solve it. And I walked across the parking lot to Office Depot, and they gave me an old metal physical punch thing with a card you stick in, and I'm like, that's not going to work. Mobile location, right. Mobile employees in multiple locations. And so then I went to Google, and thinking it would be easy to solve, and couldn't find anything. So I called my buddy up and said, hey, this is what I need. And he was a software architect. I said, can you build it? And he said, absolutely. And after my bookkeeper used it, she said, this is amazing. Can you sell it? And that was the beginning of T-Sheets.
Nice. So you guys used it a long time before it just became your proprietary software, right?
Yeah, a few months.
Oh, nice. Wow, that was quick. And I remember you telling me when we were at Scaling New Heights, we were watching the game, remember, and hanging out. You're saying how you also had an accountant too. Or she hit up a couple other accountants that saw it too, and were like, "Oh, we got to have this."
Well, yeah, she was connected to a bunch of accountants, and
Yeah.
and she was a part of a bookkeeping network of some sort, is what she was. And once we actually made it public, so in other words, they could share it and sell it, and it actually started to catch fire pretty quickly. Our first 100 customers came, I think, in like the first 30 days or something.
Holy cow! No, that's awesome. That's awesome. So again, thanks for your patience in coming in today. So Chris, how you doing? I recognize the kind of purplish taupe color there of your wall. So you must be in New Jersey, I'm guessing.
I am. It's kind of green. I don't know what your color is on your computer,
It
but
must be the computer.
like a grayish, greenish aqua something.
Oh yeah,
Slate
okay,
green.
now I'm seeing it better. No, very nice.
We'll call it.
So how's it going? How's the gearing up for QuickBooks Connect happening?
Oh, it's great. It is right on top of us, man. It is 20-something days away, so we are in crunch time, and it's going to be great, man. It's coming together. Just announced Magic. So now we got a little Showtime, a little NBA Hall of Famer, entrepreneur.
Yeah. Go ahead and announce that.
Man. People are coming to us,
coming?
which is awesome.
Yeah, can you give a little background of that? Because I think I just found out this morning, so probably people watching throughout the week don't know. So who's coming?
Yeah, so we signed Magic Johnson, who some people may know that he was a NBA Hall of Famer, played for the Lakers for lots of years, one of the 50 best players in the NBA history. And after he finished playing, he did some coaching, he did some analyst work, and then he also did a ton of work creating the Urban Magic Johnson Foundation, which helps inner cities create businesses, industries, services, gets kids off the street, gives them jobs, gives them opportunity, helps businesses thrive in the inner city. So just a really great success story of an entrepreneur who saw a need, like Matt did, saw a need and filled it.
Yeah. No, nice. That's awesome. And does he have a keynote, or what day is he speaking? Like Wednesday, or what's the?
All right. So first of all, let's get one thing really clear, Woody.
Okay.
There are no keynotes at QuickBooks Connect.
Okay. Yes. Explain that, because clearly I'm on the out there. I'm confused.
Yes, I've made that mistake many times, calling them keynotes. There are addresses, there are presentations, there are panel discussions, but because we have Brad Smith, Scott Cook, Ariana Huffington, Martha Stewart, Magic Johnson, Mark Andreessen, we don't have the ability to give them all the hour and whatever 20-minute keynote.
Sure.
And we're thinking more of like a TED conference where you're going to get panel discussions with Bill and Juliana Rancic talking with Ariana Huffington maybe, or Martha Stewart, or different combinations of these celebrities and these entrepreneurs talking about what they do, helping other people. So just putting these folks on stage in different ways and different lengths of time throughout the day on Wednesday the 22nd. So it's going to be like a unique way to hear them. And it's also like, anybody's great in 20-minute spurts, but you get to be an hour and 20 minutes, it can be a little bit uncomfortable. So we're going to keep things moving and keep the information flowing really quickly. So it's really informative.
That's exciting. I think that'll be way easier to take in too and absorb for an attendee, if you will.
Yeah.
Great stuff. And just so you know, so I didn't think I was going then. Mark told me I was, so I got my flights. I'm in Monday, leaving Thursday, staying at the Hilton. Excited, can't wait.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the same without you, Woody. We got to have you there.
Yeah, I'm my role is, I think, product specialist / floater. So I'll be going back and forth between all the different places. That's awesome. Yeah. However I can help, that's cool. Swinging the hammocks, or fluffing the beanbag chairs, maybe answering some QBO questions as well.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have the gallery walk there. QuickBooks will have a booth there, so there'll be tons of opportunity to
nice.
talk.
Well, back to Matt.
Well,
go ahead, Matt.
Make sure you float your way over to the T-Sheets booth too. I mean, make sure.
Well, I was going to say.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Max, with that, come answer some T-Sheets questions. We'll need help, I'm sure.
I'd love to, and that's the only app. Well, I have two apps, SmartVault and T-Sheets, hooked up to my QBO file to use to demo. So I'm usually, if I'm demoing an add-on app, it's T-Sheets. Yeah. But what's T-Sheets' role there, Matt, at QuickBooks Connect? You have a booth, but what else you guys got going on?
Well, first, we're actually really excited to be a part of the inaugural event, and hopefully it's just the first of many events. And when you do something like this with a company like Intuit that does, when they do something to do it right, and so you're gonna, they're gonna make sure that this is an excellent event, and the lineup of speakers, I don't think you could get anywhere. I mean, anywhere, especially for I think like $100 or something like that. I don't remember the last attendee price. So we're excited about it. We think there'll be a lot of folks there, and it's an interesting conference because it'll have a mix of both entrepreneurs and also accountants. So it'll have a lot of CEOs and business folks from inside the Silicon Valley area and beyond outside the state. And I know for a fact a lot of accountants all over the country are going to be flying in. So outside of being a sponsor of the QuickBooks Connect, which we're honored to do, we're I think we're on a couple of panels and awesome. There to support the event. Our great partner.
Awesome. So you're anticipating, and Chris, this will be kind of the thing. So T-sheets, and then small business owners will just be kind of walking through the gallery and stuff, and maybe stopping by to demo, so there's a lot of opportunity, right?
Yeah, as Matt said, and Matt, we're obviously thrilled to have you guys be a part of it. Wouldn't be the same without you guys there for sure. And I think we'll have a much better time at Tuesday and Wednesday night at the parties and the events with the music and the open bar. So it's gonna be a good time.
Open bar, all right.
Yeah, but
that goes.
Like that said, I mean, you've got entrepreneurs, you've got small business owners, some that are just starting out, some that are successful. Yeah. You've got accounting professionals, bookkeepers, developers, all under one roof, learning from each other, connecting with each other, seeing what options are out there, not only from QuickBooks. I mean, QuickBooks is part of it, but Matt and T-Sheets are one of many, dozens of sponsors. I think there's 63 or 70 at this point. So you're going to see the whole array of offerings that are part of QuickBooks, not part of QuickBooks. I mean, we've got LinkedIn, we've got Google, we've got Avalara, Method. So there's, tons of folks to go see and go to LinkedIn or Facebook and learn about social media. Learn about solutions to your problems that are connected to QuickBooks and some that aren't. But it's just about seeing the ecosystem together in one place. I know ecosystem is a big buzzword, but basically it's just how does a small business succeed? They need developers to build them solutions, or like Matt can build their own solutions. They need accounting professionals to help them make sense and provide counsel and do their books and their taxes. And so it all works together and they all make each other successful. So it's going to be really unique, and it's as Matt said, we're doing everything we can to make it an A1 top of the line show. So it's going to be great.
And Matt, are you guys going to have the your typical monitor with the map of the world and people clocking in?
Of course. I think the plan is to have it up there. I haven't seen the latest booth design, but I know that I'm sure it'll be wrapped around being connected. So I have a hunch that'll be up there.
Awesome. Love that one because it just shows them dropping in. A lot of fun. So Stacy and you guys came up with a nice theme, and I have it in here in my notes that we wanted to talk about. 4 bulletproof ways to use marketing or PR to connect with clients. And I guess both you guys had a couple approaches or a couple ideas or solutions for this. I was going to go ahead and start with Matt, because how you started with T-sheets from the ground up, and we had that awesome story there. But I'm sure marketing and PR had a lot to do with it. And in terms of QuickBooks Connect, which is just a great event to bring all the 4 demographics together under one roof. So what are a couple, bulletproof ways for marketing and PR with clients?
So, our approach, taking just a step back, just from a really high level, our approach to customer service and the way we've integrated marketing into it is that, coming in to software as a service in a true business-to-business app, SaaS companies that were really just hosted on the internet, they had a bad reputation for not really taking care of their customers. So in part of my personal passion in every company that I've ever built or been a part of is customer service. Not just customer service, but I mean going the extra mile. And our approach has always been to differentiate ourselves by the level of customer service that they get. And so our response times are above gold standards. And that's from a ticket, from a phone call, and we even support people over Twitter. And in turn, for those of you that are familiar with the conversion ratios that happen throughout a sales cycle, whether that be an accountant partner coming on or a new customer, but all of our conversions are across the board above gold standard. And that's partly due to having a great product that does exactly what we say it will do. But I think it's also a huge portion of that is attributed to the focus that we have on the customer service. And if you go to apps.com, which is Intuit's ecosystem, so it's apps, apps.com, you can actually see we have 607, I think, 5-star reviews, and those are real customers.
Wow.
That actually get really creative, and they say really cool stuff like, T-Sheets has customer service Vanilla Ice style, yo they solve it, or something like that. I don't know where they come up with this stuff, but it's neat.
Well, what I liked and heard is as soon as someone signs up, even on the web, you guys are calling them to help with the integration between desktop, or QBO, because particularly with desktop, it's not. It can be challenging, with the Sync Manager, where QBO it's nice and slick, and that's a lot easier. But still, you guys walk them through that, right? Within like an hour of them signing up.
You're exactly right. And another bulletproof way that and we've adopted it is surprise and delight. So as soon as a customer signs up with T-Sheets, they get a phone call from us, right away, within seconds. And that's just for a trial start. And then we have an entire progression all the way through the first year of them being a T-Sheets customer, where they're consistently getting surprised and delighted, hopefully, with boxes of goodies and our famous T-shirts.
Nice. Oh, yeah. Don talks about the T-shirts every show. Spends about 2 to 3 minutes on them, and also talks about Kelly a lot too on the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So good stuff there. But Bill, thanks for that, Matt, weighing in on that. Chris, from your perspective, a couple bulletproof ways for using marketing and PR. Obviously, you're over the PR for AAG, so that's probably an easy one for you.
Yeah, I think there's a couple things, and Matt hit on a couple of the common themes. And I love the surprise and delight, and that's why I think our companies work so well together, because there's so many things that they do that we also try to do it Intuit. I think from a PR perspective, I think I never call myself a PR director. I always talk about myself as a communications director, because that's what we try to do, is just communicate with clients. And I think anybody looking to use PR or communications, or it's really just about communicating with your client base. And the key thing nowadays, which is actually a very easy thing for me and my team to do, is that you want to speak to your customers where they are, and most of the time they're on social media. So you want to be on Facebook, you want to be on Twitter, you want to be on Instagram, wherever it is, and you want to talk to your customer where they are in the way that they speak. The last thing you want to do is use internal jargon, internal acronyms, in a way that you're trying to express what you're trying to solve for them, and what your benefit is, or what your unique role is to grow your client base or to reach new clients, in a way that they don't even understand what you're saying, because you're speaking in an internal language that nobody else gets. So simplify your message, simplify your benefit, find out what you do differently and better than anyone else, and make that your key message, and do it in a way that's easily understood by your grandmother or your 8-year-old niece. And if they can understand it, then you're golden. And you want to make sure that to your audience where they are. Don't make them go somewhere else.
Right.
Your message, talk to them where they are, and that can be a physical location, that could be on a social media, chat rooms, blogs, whatever. But simplify and be where they are, for sure.
Awesome. So I got obviously customer service, and we explained that with an example of what T-Sheets does once someone signs up, and then surprise and delight and simplify message. Any other things you guys can share? Like, what would be the fourth bullet, if you will?
I would say another one would be, and just it tags along with exactly what Chris said, is that just simplify everything.
Yeah.
Everything, and that means from your product side. And and if you're an accountant out there, and as a business owner, I can see people getting confused quickly by what you're saying. And oversimplify it. We just hired brilliant guy.
Oversimplify. That's great.
He's got a PhD in human factoring. Basically, how people actually interact with software. And it's amazing that he doesn't just try to come up with ideas on his own. He studies the way people use our software. And we have, over the next couple of months, some incredible improvements that we're making to just simplify all the interaction, the employees and how they interact with T-Sheets, and even the administrators. So, I mean, I would just say, just keying off of what Chris said as well.
Oversimplification, I like that. That's that's along the same theme of what Joe Woodard was talking about from his Disney. He goes to the Disney classes every year or something, and they have a term that's similar to that. Over-managing, I think, is what he said. Not micromanagement, over-managing.
Right.
It sounds similar to what you're talking about. Now, Matt, I know, are you able to share any high-level hypotheticals of what T-Sheets could be? Or, like Intuit can't really share real far out enhancements, so I was just wondering if you guys were allowed to, because it sounded cool. Yeah.
It is going to be cool, and we've got some basic functionality changes, but then we actually have some really disruptive technology.
Nice.
That doesn't exist in the industry now.
Wow. So we don't want to say that here, just in case any
Not a chance.
competitor might be. Yeah, right.
Oh.
Gotcha. No, I hear that. That is exciting. So looking forward to that as well. Chris, do you have any thoughts, or I thought you were chiming in there for a sec?
One of the things that I would add is it's right off what Matt said about hiring somebody who can kind of study how customers use your software, and as well as I do, Intuit has done that since 1983 with Scott and doing the Follow Me Home program. If you were to sit in your room with your experts in your company and create a great solution or a great message or a great service, and then go out and just throw it on your customers without their input, they're not going to know what to do with it, and it might not even be what they want. Right. And you can't even really survey them and say, what do you want, right? There's that old story that Henry Ford said, if I asked my customers what they wanted, I would have built a faster horse, right? Because they don't know what you're capable of. But you go out and you watch them use your software, you watch them use your services, you talk to them, but you also observe, and only through observation can you really get at what are those problems. And Intuit's gone on Follow Me Homes and followed customers and prospects to their businesses and watched them work, and saw the ways that we could make their jobs more efficient, their lives more efficient, save them time. So, we bring accountants in throughout the year for an accounting system where they help us build the next product. We test messaging with them and say, does this benefit resonate with you? And they'll be like, no, I could give a crap about that. But that other thing you said really is what most important. So you can narrow down what really matters most to your customers by asking them, and you can figure out what you should build and what services you should offer just by bringing them into the kitchen, showing them a drawing on a piece of paper, an idea, and then just follow what the customers want. It's the easiest way. It sounds simple, but it's not that many companies do it.
Chris, if you built a faster horse, I would ride it.
I know you would. I know you would.
I might not enjoy it, but I would.
But that's true. So Henry Ford, so the feedback he was getting was not really about a car, but a faster horse?
Well, the point is that the customer who are riding horse, they don't know that he could build a car. They're not even thinking about a car, right? They're like, what do you need? They'd be like, I need a faster horse. Make this horse go fast. They're not even because they don't know what other people are capable of creating. No one asked Steve Jobs, put my entire CD collection in my pocket. No one even thought that was possible. Right. Right? But he figured out a way to do it, and then he gave folks what they, before they even knew what they wanted, he gave them it. So.
That's awesome. That's very good. So I'm going to use that analogy for the desktop versus QBO too when I get a chance.
Yeah. There you go.
People just wanted to have it installed, and now it's freeing because it's up in the cloud. Perfect. So Matt, in the same way, you guys have the PhD human factor guy now working there to test how people use T-Sheets. But do you guys bring people into the kitchen, customers or accountants, like you did with the bookkeeper? But I mean now.
Oh, absolutely. We not only we bring people into our kitchen, but we actually go to theirs as well.
Nice.
And yeah, it depends on how good the food is, but how long we stay. But
All right.
no, anyway, we invite them into our kitchen as well. We actually flew just 2 weeks ago, Christine Galley, and we've brought other accountants out to say, look, take a look at T-Sheets. This is what we're building. What do you think of it? And how can we improve the experience for accountants? And we do the same with small business owners. And one of the things, back to Chris, we it's not often you find companies that work really well and have the same philosophies that are so intimately entwined. But we, and I don't mean this to do this from a mutual admiration society, but it's actually the truth, is that our approach to building new features and new parts of our product is all based on customer interaction and innovation. But we used to make huge investments into a certain direction before we actually found out if it worked. But now, and I've actually had conversations with Brad Smith about the lean startup, and they take the same approach where we test everything before we invest heavily into it. That's how we started our relationship with QuickBooks, as a matter of fact, is that we started with a real simple flat file integration with our existing customers to see how they responded and to see if they would use the two of them together. And the feedback was off the chart. So we took the next step, then we took the next step, and now we're deep.
Right. I mean, now it's everywhere. That's awesome. And just a little Dawn Brolin update. So she's watching us now and listening, and she's not happy that she can't defend the desktop because of my Henry Ford analogy that I just stole from Chris. Now, so I'm just gonna that this text I got is, you guys see my phone. That's assuming Dawn's defense of the desktop. So we're just going to assume that she was in here and defending QuickBooks Desktop for her and all her constituents out there in Connecticut. No, that's fair. I love the desktop too, Dawn. Don't worry. That's great. So testing heavily in QA. Do you guys part of? So you've grown too. T-Sheets has a lot more
QA.
QA, right?
No, not QA.
You're testing in market, right, Matt?
You're exactly
okay,
right.
Got it. I thought you meant too, like testing, quality assurance in the product, and you're testing new enhancements and stuff and how it works.
No, yeah, the whole lean startup methodology is that you go and market your toe in. You fail fast, you learn from it, you pivot, you iterate, and you keep going. So you're not waiting to get it perfect and launching 6 months later. You're out there in 2 weeks, getting immediate customer feedback, and then doubling down or pivoting or figuring out what to do next. And the easiest thing is you can scratch your head for months figuring out what do we do next, or you can just go ask your customers and just try stuff. That's the key.
Okay, I understand that. Matt, did you want to expand on that?
No, he nailed it. We fail as fast as we can.
Okay, but I meant that it's not going to go out as an alpha, right? I mean, it's at least at a beta stage, right? I mean, it's when you're out there, preferably a version 1 of the product, right?
I mean, it has to work. Basically, what it's called is a minimum viable product. Yeah, it's called a minimum viable product. So it has to be a viable product, but it's minimal, and it's just enough to test to see if it works or it doesn't work. And as simple as that concept is, if you were to ask most entrepreneurs, most accountants, if you were to go up and ask them and say, look, write up on a board and draw a line down the middle, and on one side write down the things that are working, or write down the things that aren't working, and then ask them the question, how do you know? I would say 90% of them go, yeah, I'm not really sure actually what's working and what's not working, and that's what it's designed to do, is to give you analytics to basically know what's working and what's not.
No, cool. Thanks for clearing that up, because I definitely had misunderstood that. Good stuff. So that's good. I love the last two that you guys are both chiming in on, bringing accountants and small businesses into the kitchen, and then do a lot of non-QA, but market testing before you go. But then it's out there 2 weeks, and then you're back. Got it. MVP, is that the acronym I'm assuming you guys use for that? Minimum viable product? I got another acronym to know.
That's what most people call Chris, too.
Yeah, right.
That's it.
You're just not sure if is it minimum viable person or is it MVP?
Most valuable coming up.
Very cool. So again, thanks for you guys both for being on tonight, wherever you are, and Matt also. Not that I'm closing it, but just wanted to circle back and thank you both for your patience with the technical stuff, and that Matt, you had to go to a hotel. I'm going to see if Dawn has anything. Dawn, if you're hearing me, so if you have something to say, text me. I will repeat it, and I will not put it in my own words. But she says she feels like she's dead because she is having a heart attack, and I need to defend desktop. That is where she is. So I can just see her kind of panicking there in her room. I'm controlling her.
Hey,
all
Matt,
right.
you guys announce anything at QuickBooks Connect?
You cut out. Say that again, Chris.
Is T-Sheets announcing anything at QuickBooks Connect? Is that your timing? or are you gonna have? It's gonna be later than that.
Well, we are definitely announcing something, and
Great.
Yep, we have actually a very, very big announcement.
Awesome. That's a great segue into, and I wanted to make sure you guys were, because obviously we're going to announce the biggest offering that Intuit's ever made for accountants and the ecosystem and developers at the show, and right in line with our conversation so far. Everything that we're announcing and the product enhancements is a direct feedback from what we've heard from developers, small businesses, and accountants over the last year and a half. So it's all coming together in a big, big way at the show.
Would you like to hold hands and announce together?
Let's do it.
Not like clinch, but just the.
Absolutely. We always do. We always hold hands with our developers.
And will that be on Wednesday, Chris, or Tuesday, or can you say?
We're actually going to announce that we're going to make a product announcement on Tuesday.
Okay.
And that's going to be part of the 12 o'clock noon Joe Woodard and Doug Sleater opening address, not a keynote, but an address. And that's going to have 1,000+ accountants in the room. So we'll make a big announcement at that time, and then we'll kick the show off in a big way.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited for that one, seeing Doug and Joe on the same stage. I just saw Doug recently, actually, at the last conference we were at, just a couple weeks ago, so it should be real exciting. So any closing thoughts, you guys? I mean, I want to give you some time back because of, difficulty in getting in today, and I know, Matt, you're just at a hotel and you're going to be bouncing out and heading back to Englewood, so closing thoughts on what we talked about tonight?
Matt, go ahead.
I've got two closing thoughts. I mean, one is that I can't over-stress on the customer service side in marrying your marketing department and your customer service team should be completely intertwined. The messaging that your existing customers have need to be creative. They need to be fun. Your marketing team will drive the surprise and delight. And also, in addition to that, I really encourage you to make sure you have analytics, that you really find out what's working and what's not working. And as an accountant, as a single accountant, do what you can if you don't have a marketing department. Get marketing advice from a networking group or somebody that specializes in it. But really focus on being creative and surprising and delighting your customers. And the second thing is come hang out with us in San Jose at QuickBooks Connect. Let's go. I'm not gonna lie. T-Sheets usually likes to party a little bit.
Yeah, it's usually a good party.
And it's not very often, but when we do,
yeah,
we have a good time.
That's awesome. Well, Matt, thanks again for coming on the show and sharing your experience and creator of T-shirts, and I love that story still, and also how you attack marketing, etc. And the oversimplification was a great idea. Love that. Chris, final thoughts?
Yeah, I think 3 things. Like I said, simplify your message. Make sure that you're speaking in the language of your customers in the places that they are, and always bring them into the kitchen while you're creating whatever it is you're creating, the product, the service, the message, the ad campaign, the marketing campaign. Don't assume you know. Let your customers tell you where to go, and they're always right. And the third and the most important thing is that Matt's exactly right. I can attest to T-Sheet's ability to party. I've seen it. We've done some damage in Vegas, but yeah, come to San Jose, QuickBooksConnect.com, get your tickets. It's going to be off the charts. It's going to be amazing. So hope to see you all there.
No, it should be good. And I just have this lasting image from Scaling New Heights where the other Matt was carrying a big cooler down the escalator. And it was like 3 in the afternoon. You guys were just prepping for later on that night. I just thought it was hilarious. Yeah. So good stuff. Both Chris, Matt, again, thanks a lot for your patience today and coming on. We're talking about the 4 bulletproof points and then some. We actually got 6 or 7 out. And can't wait to see you guys in a couple weeks. My flight's booked, ready to go, stay at the Hilton. See you guys Monday night there. And, of course, for QB Show, audience, we'll be on next Wednesday, Dawn, Stacy, and myself, and hope to see you there. All right, you guys have a great night. Thanks again.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Thanks for having me.
You bet, anytime.